All right, so Kim Blackwell beside me here, and lots going on. We just got a little bit of a sample, a little bit of a taste of what we can expect, but just talk about Wild Irish Geese and what anyone who's coming out can expect to see.
Yeah, well, it's a big show. I think there's 26 actors in the cast, and it's a big Peterborough story. It's about the 1825 immigration scheme where 2,400, depending on your calculations, Irish immigrants came from Ireland over here to the area, what was then Scots Plain, which is now called Peterborough. And the whole scheme was led by this guy, Peter Robinson. So now there's a big controversy, I guess, about where Peterborough gets its name from. Is it from Peter Robinson or is it from Peterborough, England? And there are people on both sides, and apparently it's quite a debate. But so the play is sort of looking at that entire process of them getting chosen. 50,000 people applied, only 2,000 or more were taken, and how they got over here and settled. And it's the play is written by Megan Murphy, who's a well-known, well-loved Peterborough person. She's a descendant of some of the original people that came on the 9 ships, and she's written this play for herself as well to be the lead role, which is awesome. She plays the Shanachie, which is the storyteller, which seems really appropriate. So I feel like Meg kind of is that for our area as well. And so it's Megan's well researched, well loved play about those Irish immigrants.
And I grew up with Megan right across the street from her, so I've known her since we were little wee ones, and I'm a descendant as well. So the story's personal to me, and I know a lot of people in the community with everything that's been going on with the 1825 celebrations last year. It really brought people together and shared stories that we hadn't really heard before. So a production like this is just going to tell more of the tales, and I think this area especially is going to be very interested.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. You know, we did the show as a world premiere last summer for the 200th commemoration, and it almost 10,000 people saw it, and it sold out. And we thought, well, let's bring it back and let's really do it justice. And there are people who didn't get to see it, people who want to see it again. So we're very excited about bringing it back and letting people get a sneak peek of it. Meg's done a couple of little changes to it, so I think there'll be something new for people who saw it last year.
And for you, you're working with young kids right up to adults. And what's that dynamic like when you're working with that group of people?
I think it's a really special dynamic that we have here at Fourth Line. So we have some professional actors, we have some local semi-professionals, and then the large swath of our actors are local community people who give up to 170 hours of their time to be in the shows. It's what's made Fourth Line special now for 34 seasons this season. And I think that we get these really wonderful vertical friendships. So young people and seniors become friends here, whereas typically in our world, our friendships are sort of horizontal, just people are within our age group. So there's something really special about the bonds that form here.
This is such a unique place, the space you have on Winslow Farm, and just talk about that for anyone who's never been out here, because I mean, it's such a cool spot.
Yeah, so we have seating for almost 400 people in our barnyard space, like a chair for everybody. And then we also have picnic. You're standing right now under the white tent here. We have picnicking for almost 300 people. Lots of people come beforehand and either get a barbecue from us or they bring their own picnics. A lot of people have family reunions and gatherings with friends and then see the show under the open skies of an Ontario summer. It is a really special place to see theater.
Well, we look forward to the debut, and thanks for giving us a taste today.
Oh, my pleasure. I can't wait for everyone to come out and see the geese fly again.
So I'm John Kennedy beside me, and a big role in Wild Irish Geese. Mm-hmm. Just talk about, you did it last year, but this year, little few tweaks in the play, but what's your role?
So I play Peter Robinson, who, you know, some people say the story is that's who Peterborough is named after, a person who led sort of the immigration charge to bring the 2,000 settlers over from Ireland in 1825. And one of the changes in the show this year, for those who saw the show or those who haven't, it's also a reason to come, is Peter Robinson does have a rap in the show, and Megan has written a second one for this new version of the show this year. So there's a rap in Act 1, and there's a rap in Act 2 as well.
We got a little tease of it.
I'm here on business for the crown, to spread the word around this town. I have free land to give away in a different world than you know today. 100 acres to call your own if a mission doesn't work. You have shown you can keep your lazy and your insolent too. Your troublemaking rebel restless too fond of the brew. If you're male between 18 and 45, and if you got your health, it's a chore to stay alive. Your passage we will pay at sea for 30 days. Westward is the way. What else can I say?
Pretty impressive stuff, and that's a talent that you had hidden inside you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one of those things, you know, as an actor, there's like, you know, you got your belt of tools, and then sometimes you got things that people ask you to do, and you're like, hey, can you ride a horse? And you're like, I think I can. Can you rap a song? I think I can. And you try it out, and hopefully it all works out.
Never know until you try. And then you had a great hype man. Mag Murphy was behind you, dancing during all that. But to just talk about her, and I mean, she was the brainchild behind all of this, but working with her and her energy, you guys feed off each other very well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Meg and I have known each other since high school, and it just so happens we both became actors, and we've both been working in this profession for a long time now. And it's so great to get to play together, as we're in each other's orbits, but we don't always get to be on stage at the same time, which is so wonderful. And so when she wrote this play and told me about it, and I got to be involved in the first read through, and then they offered me this part, I mean, there was no no doubts, no hesitations. And I know she wrote that second rap because she was like, all right, yeah,
specifically for you. And so much talent in this area, and this is such a cool venue that we have as well. So just talk about being on stage here and the uniqueness of a show like this.
Oh yeah, I mean, to do a historical show that also is such a blast in the location that is essentially where the show is taking place and where this actual history happened. There's that joy to it, but also we're working outside all summer. It's beautiful. It's like you can't beat this. What better job could there be? Like I'm playing pretend outside all summer. That's great.
And you got to play the role in the parade a couple years back as well. Yes. So this has become a reoccurring role for you. You're going to get typecasted.
That's true. I will be the Peter Robinson, I guess. People need Peter Robinson. They know who to call. Yeah. It was nice when the St. Patrick's Day parade reached out to Fourth Line and said, hey, we're looking for a Peter Robinson for the 200th anniversary. And they're like, well, we have one. So yeah, that was fun to get to do that last year.
I think what impressed me a lot, we've got some great actors, as I mentioned, but some of the kids that are in this, and they're spot on with what they're doing.
Oh yeah, absolute pros. I mean, this is what's so cool about being in a show like this, like working with such an age range of people is, in what other situation do you have relationships between like kids and adults where people are basically treating each other like equals, getting to play together and do things like this. And so the kids really up their game for matching the energy of the professional actors who they're working with, but also for us, like kids are so clear, so honest, so authentic in what they do that there's no hiding as an actor. You've got to actually be on your game 100% of the time.
Was that you when you were a kid? Did you dream of being an actor, or is it something that came later in life?
No, I was always an actor. I was very fortunate. My mom was involved in the Peterborough Theatre Guild, and so I got to see her in shows. And then as soon as I got to high school, I was doing shows. My sister was an actor in high school as well, and so I was her little brother. And so they were like, "Oh, aren't you Laura Kennedy's brother? Great, come be in this play." And then it's like, "Oh, are you Marty Kennedy's son? Come do in this play." And so I was very fortunate. And then I went to university. Meg and I went to York and studied theater, and that was that. And it's so cool that so many of us are actually descended from the Robinson settlers as well. Like to actually get to tell our own story, the story of our ancestors. It's pretty great.
Well, I was saying to Kim Blackwell as well when we were talking, and I'm a descendant as well. And
great.
I grew up across the street from Mag Murphy. So, I mean, I've known her since we were little kids, and these stories just hit in a different way, and love learning the history, and love just taking in stuff like this. And you guys are doing this justice in a way that nobody else in this area has been able to do. And it's the writing, it's the acting, and it's just the community rallying behind. And you must feel that support when you're doing an important project like this.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. Every night at the beginning of the show, we ask like who anybody here is Robinson settlers, descendants, and all the hands that go up in the audience. And then in the middle of the show, right before intermission, when we actually see one of the ships come out and see the sail go up, and the sail's got the names, all these names of all these people, and to see your family's names up there on that sail of all these families who came over in 1825, it's moving.
Paul Croak beside me, another actor, and we saw a bit of a sample in there, and saw the whole play last year. There's a few tweaks this year, and it's a fun production, but it's also got a lot of history in it, and you'll learn while you're here while laughing.
Absolutely. I play the role of John Hickey, and I'm so lucky. Meg has written such a beautiful character, based on truth, obviously, and I get to bring that character to life. And he experienced such a character arc, which is an actor's dream. So there's just a whole mix of emotion that he journeys throughout the entire show, and that's just such a gift as an actor. And then the fact that it's actually local just kind of adds even more of an element to it.
And everyone has personal ties. Everyone who's acting in this seems to be a descendant, and you have personal connections to the story as well.
Absolutely. My family came from a small town just in the Tipperary area, Dundrum, and they came to Canada as well. And the interesting fact about this play is I discovered through the journey that my character's family settled in Ennismore, which they are a kilometer actually from where I currently live. So on my drive here to rehearsal every day, I drive by the original kind of home place, which is pretty incredible.
Within the play itself, the kids, I think they are going to surprise some people with how good they are.
They are incredible. And, sometimes as adults, people expect that you're the pros and that you're going to bring everything and teach the kids. And the beauty of it for me is watching the discoveries they make and what they can teach us as an actor about being even more authentic. They're just so real and engaged, and their energy keeps us going on those long rehearsal days and show nights. So it's a gift.
And you guys have a gift of turning it on as well. You guys are calm off the stage, and then as soon as that switch goes, you guys all just blend very well together and bring the energy.
Yeah, we do. And it's been a magical cast. I look back to last summer and, all of these people that are thrown together and say, you're going to bring this history to life, and you hit the ground running, and a lot of people don't know each other. And by the end, you feel like you're actually a family, the Hickey family, and the neighbors in the play, you feel like you've known them for 30 years. It's pretty incredible. And then the beauty this year is we're discovering new things. And as an actor, that's incredible. The worst thing is if you feel stale remounting a production, and we're finding all these new layers, and Kim's putting new spins on things, which let us delve deeper and tell the story in a similar way, but it's fresh for all of us too.
So, woman, we've heard a lot about already from talking to other people, Meg Murphy, and what's so funny?
No, nothing. You look so good.
Thank you. I wanted to dress up, and
Thanks for doing
it's
that, buddy. You're really trying it on.
well, it's your day, so I just wanted to make sure that I played the part, and was able to find this. The hoodie, I don't know if it goes with the jacket,
I like
but
the combination of the Nike shoes. It's a little old, a little new, modern. You're keeping, it's a modern look at history.
Yeah. And we're here for Wild Irish Geese, which is a little look at history as well. So talk about Wild Irish Geese. I mean, you guys did it last year.
Mm-hmm.
There's some tweaks this year, though. And for people who saw it or haven't saw it, what can they expect?
If you saw it last year, you should come back. If you haven't seen it, you should come see it. If you saw it last year, you should bring people who haven't seen it. It's amazing to be back. It feels like theater camp, and to have all my friends back again. We had such a great time last year, and I know it was the bicentennial, so we had such great support. Every single night there were descendants here. We would ask at the beginning of the play, is there anyone who's a descendant? At minimum 10 hands, sometimes 50 hands. When the Hickeys were here, the whole thing was full. It was amazing. And then I got really nervous because I thought, please let me have gotten your history right. So to have everybody back, it just feels like alignment.
And what's the process to go into that? Because you say, the history and getting it right and everything. So what was the process leading up to this, and how long of a process? Was this something that you wanted to do for a while, or was it because of the 1825 and the anniversary that really got things going for you?
Yeah, I've never written a play like this, a multi-character play. And so Kim Blackwell a few years ago asked me about 2023. I almost said 1823. 2023. She asked if I would be interested, because I've done this story about my dad, and going back, I'm kind of synonymous in some ways, a Murphy with the Irish thing. And so she said, would you be interested in writing a play? And I thought, well, how hard could that be? It's really hard, Scott. It's really hard. As a performer, it's hard.
That's the thing. Putting this together was hard enough, so I can't even imagine writing a play.
It's true. It was really hard. And amazing, and something I'd never done, and such a challenge. But when I first, because this area is so Irish, that when I first found out, I had huge Tupperware bins delivered to my house. Some are still at my house, full of books from people and their family histories. And I felt this like middle child, people pleaser, Irish Catholic guilt to put everybody's stories into it. So I didn't write for like a year. I procrastinated till a deadline and panic. And then I thought, I had to get some of the history right. Obviously, it's a historical story, but it wasn't a lecture. I had to get the heart of it right. And when I found the Hickey story, I thought, oh my God, that is a universal tale of family, struggle, life, refugees, migration. It is exactly what I needed. So they had it all within this one family history. And the Irish were oral storytellers, so it wasn't written down. So the rest I could make up.
And then who did you present it to before it became a play? Is there somebody you sat down with and said, okay, here's the base of it. Am I correct? Are the historical facts correct? I know you said it's a bit of mix of true history and your add-ons.
Yeah, I had to. The history part was a lot easier because some of the actual documentation was there, but I wanted to really add in the Indigenous piece because that was a part that wasn't told to us when we were growing up. And my family, the Galvins, were a part of that original immigration. So I'm a descendant of those 1825 settlers. But I was so blessed. Mary Smith, the former mayor of Selwyn, she was very generous and introduced me to all of the chiefs in the area and elders, and they helped me recreate some of that story and tell some of the story that what was happening here before and how that interaction first happened between two cultures that didn't historically write things down. And Patty Shaughnessy, who's in the cast, she's incredible because she's both associated with Curve Lake and her family were ancestors. In fact, two of her ancestors are in the play. Like the characters, they aren't because they'd be 200 years old. But she was so helpful as well and so generous in helping to flesh out what that part of the story was. So I was really nervous when that first came out. I wanted to do this piece as a part of reconciliation. So I was really nervous that people might think, oh, you didn't get it right. Or I think I got as much right as I could. And then the rest was really for me about the essence of the people. And people are people. It doesn't matter what, how many hundreds of years go by. You love your family, you worry about things, you worry about making sure ends can meet. And I mean, we still talk about groceries and how much things are expensive now. That's what they were doing. Everything is the same, it just changes. You're just wearing Nike shoes, but a top hat.
That's right. Good luck. And you talk about the writing, that's one thing, but then putting it all together, getting the right actors in place. And there's such a good balance of young actors and all the way through of all ages in this. And the kids I've talked about with people I've already interviewed, how good they are.
They're
but
so good.
Everyone is so good. So after you get the writing together and you see the people in place, it must be just such a good feeling knowing that, man, this is going to come to life.
Yeah, it is such a good feeling, Scott. And the thing about this cast too, there's people that have been my friends for years in it that are incredible performers. And even our assistant director this year is a friend of mine from university. So it's like bringing all these folks in. And I finally got one. I don't have kids of my own. And one of my nieces, I got her into the theater. And she plays a role of Erin Sullivan. And Erin was one of my best friends who passed away a few years ago. So I wrote that character thinking of her, honoring that history. And then to have my own family member play it is so special and beautiful. And it's amazing to be an artist and to be able to have a life in Peterborough where I get to create in my community. I get to have people I love. We get to make transformative art together. I love Kim Blackwell. I know you from childhood, but it's amazing to know we can all live here and make really great, meaningful work. What a blessing. What a blessing.
And the backdrop here, we can see a bit of it where people will be seated, but right underneath us is the actual stage and everything. And the set design is always so good. And the outdoors, you couldn't ask for a more perfect backdrop for this production.
Oh, I know, doing theater here. And today, I've never been cold at Fourth Line in my entire life. And look at goosebumps. This is crazy.
Wild Irish Geese.
It's true. Wild Irish Geese bumps.
There you go.
Last year and most days I am so sweaty, so this is such a delight, and this week is going to be great. And the August is a great time to do theater, and the sun sets just behind, and there's usually some cracks in the barn where it just lights up your face. It feels like magic. And when Kim asked me to write the play, and knowing you're writing for out here, I thought, well, let's see, can I put in a goat? I'm going to write that in. And she left the goat. There's a goat in the play. So it's like, as a creative, I'm like, I can do whatever I want. Okay. So fun.
And the people behind the scenes, the costume designers, I mean, they, I have to be honest, I didn't design this myself. This was actually backstage. Took about, I don't know how long it took to do me up like this. We wanted to look special for you. So we were backstage doing this. But those people, they don't get enough credit because they're not seen. They're not at the forefront. But man, it was so busy down there.
I know. It's amazing. And this is the old cattle barn. And it's each of the old, they're turned into change rooms. And there's people working on costumes and people building sets. And to build a set out here is epic. So there's a whole production studio. And a lot of the actors as well are volunteers. And there's musicians and there's a musical pit. And so each summer is well over 100 people that get employed here for that time. So it's incredible the number of people that come together in a short period of time to make magic happen.
Thanks for taking time out of your busy day. I know you guys have a lot going on behind here, but I appreciate that. And tip of the hat. I was a little higher. I messed it all up. We're gonna have to redo the whole thing.
Take two. You can do your big monologue from up here. Hello, everyone. It's Scott Arnold, everyone. Scott Arnold.
I gotta go.